Hemorrhagic
know
fever.
that.
I mean, hello.
Okay, talk about completely random. Once
What
again.
he said.
Yeah, I'm ambivalent.
Spastic weirdo.
Oh yeah, that's what else I did. I re-edited my current story, added a couple of pictures, I think, in the right places, and
Okay.
put it to bed.
Yeah, for now.
I'm just a little
Shadow
bit
was
away from
listing up the
finishing
stuff.
mine too.
Yeah. I've got to. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna put a timer on it. In 3 months, I'm gonna go back to it and rip it apart and
Yeah.
see what smells like monkey balls. Shadow keeps describing that scent to me, so I know what it's like.
No, he wasn't. No, I don't know what it
Don't
smells like.
lie.
I can imagine. I've been to the zoo, but everything smells like feces there. So why people go to the zoo, I don't get.
To see all
Uh,
the pretty animals.
Last time I was at the Los Angeles Zoo, it was one of the most depressing things. Even the fucking lions, I think it was the lions, they knew what was up, and they were literally hiding behind some bushes all day.
Well,
Like, you don't get
they
to see us. Fuck you.
they're
Good luck seeing
they're
us through the bushes.
they're night creatures. So yeah, they tend to like they're cats, man.
Really, I thought because every time I've ever seen lions,
No,
they're
lions do hunt during the day, but they do their primary hunting at night.
Yeah.
because
During the
I've
day
never
is
seen
mostly
pictures.
opportunity hunting. Like, oh look, there's something we can hunt.
Yeah, something woke them up, so they run after it until they eat it.
I've
Cheetahs,
never
cheetahs on the other hand, are actually daytime predators.
I've never seen lions at night, so maybe
I've seen a
that's
Well,
lot of
yeah.
I've seen a lot of documentaries about lions.
yeah.
For a while
I
there, I had a small obsession with them.
did you get any phone numbers?
Eh,
No, that's cougars.
So looking forward to the Traveler game. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
This weekend we start session 1.
no, because Crafting and Omen, I believe, still have a little bit of work to do. Plus, we have to do the party skill package pick and uh, one last time trying to get Raven to commit to playing. Otherwise, uh,
We
play
kill
without
up. Yeah. Oh, like I say, just if she shows up, introduce her character. Then she doesn't get anything for not being there.
Well, it's not like you get experience points for playing, so there's that. Yeah.
No. I mean, like we don't know this character until
Uh-huh.
she shows up in the game.
Okay.
Just we'll do without. We'll get a robot to be our psychic.
Yeah. A psychic robot. Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. No, it's been like 500 years, right? So like to the day, 500 years. This is the only number on the calendar we're changing. So
Right.
we got a robot. We took the psychic gland out of someone's brain. We hooked it up to some cybernetics and we shoved it in the robot's head.
Okay.
Psychic robot.
Yeah, maybe. Or is it a cyborg? Because you might need the whole brain.
No. We just took out the section and then we plugged wires into it. The section that does the
What are
psychic
you,
stuff.
Elon Musk? All of a sudden?
Yeah. No. I'm cooler than that guy. My
Yeah.
thing's not a scam. Yeah.
So you gonna be ready this Saturday, Crafting?
The heck
Probably.
he's-
Okay. Cool. Looking forward to it. I need to draw up the map of the area where you guys will be hanging out. Other than that,
No, with the right app, you can have it generated for you, and not just and not randomly generated. I'm talking about you could actually go through and place things, and then you could have a little 3D map. And there are free versions of that. They don't have as much as you if you paid for them, but they're usually good enough for little things.
You could probably go over to Night Cafe and say, I want a top down view of a street on a lunar colony that's run down and about 300 years old.
Every time I've tried that, I get these weird side views. I never get a map.
Yeah,
Close
I did do some generating of images of what the street looks like.
Yeah, it's good enough. We can
The Hulk, you say?
the Hulk, the Hulk. You say?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the.
I think it's heck, but I prefer Hulk. It's funnier that way. The
Yeah,
Hulk. You say?
yeah, yeah. But I came up with a couple of gritty
Mm.
looking pictures of
Oh,
the street.
oh! I just learned of a really nice technique for enhancing a
Oh,
power.
was that what that was, Raven? Okay. All right, cool, cool. Uh, I know you're super, super busy today, but tomorrow we'll I'll explain things to you, Lucy, about your character. Just make sure you've got your character sheet, because without it, you're I won't be able to take away hit points.
Last night, what did you do with Raven last night?
Oh, she said she's gonna play. I kind
Okay,
of didn't get that impression, uh,
okay.
but if you're in, you're in. Awesome.
Well, why
Uh,
don't you show up on like? Wait, are you driving right now, Raven?
Oh, well, she answers. I actually found a really cool
Yeah, yeah.
video.
I'll always talk while I'm waiting for someone to answer in the chat, bro. Always do that.
Yeah, good point. But I found a really cool technique for enhancing power swords on. I don't know if you guys watch Eons of Battle.
no.
No.
What reminded me was it's okay. It's I it, I wouldn't even call it a guilty pleasure. For some reason, I watch it and it's okay at best. But
No,
anyway,
it's not.
the little plastic thing Justin had reminded me. You can actually take that if you cut it so it has a kind of a rounded pattern to it. You can make it look like they're swinging their sword.
What
I
plastic thing?
container you were messing with earlier.
I was messing with a katana
Container.
container. What container?
You're
Oh,
messing with a
oh,
clear
oh.
plastic container.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
can take
yeah.
some of that, kind of paint it up on either side, give it a glow effect, and it looks like you're swinging a power sword, or the miniature swinging a power sword. It's really cool.
Yeah, I've seen the kind of stuff where you use it for the motion effect, or
Yeah, I didn't
uh,
even think about it, and that's actually like
it,
something I want to
it's it's
implement.
it's really good if you can get a like if you're doing like a helicopter, you can get a big sheet of it.
Yeah, and do it
You
on the
you, you,
blades.
you put it between the blades and put the streak marks.
Well, I got a couple of def coptas for orcs, so
Yeah.
You have to send me a link there, crafting.
Yeah.
uh, it was in my. It probably will repeat my feed at some point.
Yeah.
You don't like things, so you can't go back and look for them.
He probably saw it on Pinterest, so it's a lot harder there.
No, I seen it on YouTube, and I liked the video.
Uh,
I didn't know you could go back and look through your liked
yeah.
videos.
Mhm.
Well, that's why you have the ability to like them.
Oh,
If you go over to, let me open up YouTube on another tab.
well, here's the thing.
Uh,
I don't usually just randomly click buttons, and then when I looked over at the side, there it is, liked videos. Oh shit, I never read that. And plain as
yeah,
day.
yeah. It's in playlist or watch later. Your videos, liked videos. Yeah, it's all there. If you go into playlists, it'll give you that as well in a playlist form, so you can watch everything you like. Uh, and if you create playlists, so like if you save something, it'll prompt you to label it as a playlist. And then every time you hit save, it'll open up the list of things, so you can sort. You can sort the things you like. Um, so like all the painting videos will be in like painting
Yeah,
if you label it
uh,
that, right? So
I'll have to do that. Okay, hold on a second.
yeah, but
I
yeah,
was listening. I was pulling up that video and
yeah,
I had
I gathered that. Um, but it helps you organize that stuff, so you're not like, oh, I liked something on writing or I liked something on tech, and then you
yeah,
have to sort through.
I've been kind of doing that. I got basing videos off to the side.
Yeah,
I actually need to make more of those because I got like a video list of probably like close to 1,000 videos
yeah, and then
of
you can
watch
like
later.
go through and sort out the ones that are
Yeah,
just not relevant to you anymore.
exactly. I really need
Um,
to sit down and do that.
but if you like you can like, and it'll just go into the like thing. But if you like
Yeah.
also like down at the, look, I'll open up down at the bottom. It should say save, and there'll be like a little banner marker.
Yeah. I've used that a couple of times.
Yeah, and then you can like add playlists. It says when you
Right,
open
I
that.
put the video in Reckless Rants. Just remember, the guy himself is okay. I would not call him an exciting YouTuber. He
Yeah,
tries to
well,
be, but
oh, that guy. Okay, I know that guy.
I think the main reason I still watch him is because he does give useful tips occasionally, and he's not annoying. Just
Yeah,
not exciting either.
yeah, we're all that guy. So,
Yeah, fair.
but without the useful tips part.
Oh, we get lots of useful tips. It's just depending on your point of view.
Well, we get useful tips. We don't give them out.
You're muted, Shadow.
We regularly give useful tips on what not to look up on the internet.
Yeah.
Right, Raven?
Mainly we give up useful tips on not what to do with Shadow. I'm just saying, if Shadow says, "Do you want to come into my garage?" you say no, or you're getting latex up your bum.
No, that's never happened.
If you're lucky, it's only latex.
Yeah, if you're lucky, well, to say if you're lucky, it's latex at all because he's got plenty of assembled toys out there.
Well, he's got a couple of runt boys out there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so fucking degenerate.
Well, I'm on the last paragraph or two of my book, of my story, I should say.
Yeah, story. Yeah.
It's been like pulling teeth for even having something to base it off. It's been like pulling teeth for the last couple of
Yeah.
pages.
You're in the end, and don't forget, you're not even in the revision part, right?
Yeah.
So like put a date on it, and come back to it,
Yeah.
and read it, right, or listen to it. I recommend listening to it because you hear it through a different processing method.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I like about that's part of the reason why I still pay for it is the Word app I use from Microsoft because they actually have a good voice that it's not great, but it actually does kind of give tones like it's supposed to, so I can really catch where I don't have the right commas or periods and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's gonna be a while.
Interestingly enough, I don't know why, but it all of a sudden just came out of my mouth. Rengar, my character, unlike in the book, lost his left eye.
Yeah. If you feel that, right, like, because I highly recommend you twist the story a little bit more than the original source material in your draft 2.
Oh, yeah.
So you make it a little more yours.
Well, there's a lot of demon fighting in this book.
Yeah. A story.
Story,
yeah. There's a lot of whatever you want to do, right? But like,
yeah.
make it more yours. Break it away from the source material more. On your second draft, finish this one.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that for now. And then spice it up, make it longer, make it shorter, cut away any filler. Yeah. Speaking of filler, I'm fucking reading The Sword of Truth again.
Yeah.
Right? I told you that. And I'm on book 6. And the author, I think it's because it was traditionally published, because the writing tone changes when he does this. So I'm thinking the publisher said do it. But he's doing the like inserting recaps of things from previous books when they're mentioned. You know that is so fucking annoying. Don't do that. I'm gonna say this right now. If you're writing a long, in-depth series, do not just insert like this thing we're talking about was because of this from 4 books ago. If it's not relevant for that information to be in the current story, the reader doesn't need it.
Well, I'm not saying I agree with it, but it's under the idea of, well, someone new has picked up book 6. They don't know what the first 6 books have in it, so it's got to be said so they know. It's like
Yes,
then they
but
should just go read those books.
if it's not relevant to the current story, like
Yeah,
the character, there's this one character named Kara, and she is a Mord Sith. This is a type of warrior
yeah,
that's trained to torture, and she has this thing called Najil, and it's like a red leather rod, and when you're touched with it, it gives unbearable pain. We don't need the explanation that was given in book 1 about where this thing comes from and what it means, and how the main character knows about it when he has this character as a companion through the story. Uh, like we don't need a reiteration of that story beat from 4 books or 5 books ago. It's not relevant to the current story. All we need to know is that this rod gives pain when you're touched with it.
yeah.
And you do that through someone getting touched with it and then having pain. You don't need to reiterate events from, you don't need like a 50-word explo on this. It's not relevant. It's just it's a page filler, and it's done to get up to a word count or like I want the book to be thick on the shelf, or more likely it's 1990 and it's really big in the fantasy publishing world that books be thick. So the publisher said add some shit in there to make it thicker. Um, it's like 21 books. Uh,
Oh,
Beelzebub. Technically, the main story ends after the 11th book. Everything after that is like the author stuck on the world because of the publisher.
what's up, Bubba?
And you got the link too, so you can hop in here.
So you guys getting?
You were saying you guys were getting.
Well, I should phrase this. You guys looking forward to when we get to decide our birthday books? Because that's
Um,
next month's my birthday, and I'm getting excited for that.
as long as it's better than the one we're reading.
You don't like
No,
Beastmaster? You don't
no,
like Beastmaster?
Really,
I don't.
I'm really into it.
Yeah, so am
You know,
I.
I should be. I should be, but we'll go into it tomorrow. But I'm not. I really
Yeah.
should be, but I'm
This
not.
would be the first book Shadow says he's not that into. Rest of them was like, yeah, I could
Uh,
get into this. Yeah, I could get into this.
how far have you gotten into it so far?
About 4 hours.
4 hours, so you're about a third done.
Yeah.
I'm about
Because
halfway through.
there's a, if you go into the description, there's another thing that says click here, or not the description, the chat. It's like the second comment, and I didn't notice that when I gave that link, or I would have given the other one, and it's got another like 3 hours or whatever.
Hmm.
That's why I said you're about a third, because the thing says 12, just under 12, 11 something, and the other
Yeah.
one's like 3 something. So
Oh, so it's like 15 hours.
yeah, you're about a third done.
Oh, so I might not even finish it at this rate.
Yeah.
Yikes!
It picks up. They're driving the cattle. The
I think so.
yeah. So yeah,
Bumping into giant lizards or something, and
Oh yeah,
yeah,
and
I'm
those
I'm
weird
way past
aliens.
that.
yeah, yeah.
Well, of course,
Just
I'm Shadow. This book talks slow enough you can listen to it on 2 times speed and catch everything.
yeah, I'm doing it at 1.5 because 2 was a little much for me. Because
I was doing work and listening at 2 and still was catching everything.
Yeah.
In fact, that's
I'm
probably what I'm going to do later is listen to the book while getting some more cleaning done.
yeah. Uh, I'm. Hey George.
what's up,
Uh,
George?
Hey,
I'm at the part. I'm just past the Earth Museum. Uh,
You haven't gotten
exhibit
quite
thing.
that far yet.
It doesn't matter. It's like a trap or something.
Yeah.
The version we have is actually the first 2 books that have been dissed.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Okay. Well, I don't mind. I'll definitely have it
I
finished.
couldn't find either of them on their own, and apparently it's the better version. So, whatever.
But yeah, when your birthday month rolls around, have a good book. And I would recommend that it's a book that's very special to you, so we
Oh
can
yeah.
rip the hell out of it.
Oh well, I've already gotten your permission because I talked to you about this before. It's not technically a book. It's going to be a chunk out of my favorite um, ongoing fanfic for Warhammer 40K.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You said that there's no book you would rather do though.
It, none that I am currently aware of. Don't forget, my knowledge of books is quite limited.
Yeah, you don't want to like tell Shadow to read Dune again.
I'm not entirely sure I could handle a 21-hour book.
Uh, that's
I think that
only like
I think
6
that's how
hours
long it
more.
is.
I will go check.
I don't know. I remember I remember seeing it on my YouTube feed once. I saved for watch later, but I remember it also being ridiculously long.
Yeah, I'm not down with that either.
Uh, Doom Part 1. Yeah, 21 hours and 2
Ah,
minutes.
okay, so I was right. I did remember correctly. Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah. Book 2 is only 8 or 9.
Oh wow.
8 hours and 57 minutes in audio.
I'll consider it, but I really like
Uh,
adventures. It's a Warhammer slash orc take on
trust
Cronan.
me, trust me when I tell you this that a decent like this is red uh, Dune is mostly done by Scott Bucker or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Uh, one second, I'll check this. Brick. I just went over to it. Um, he's a pretty fast reader from what I
yeah,
remember. Like he's not a slow voice. Um, that's like a normal length book,
oh
right? Like a
wow.
lot of the stuff we've been doing have been like living on the novella side of the tracks
Okay.
in the book club. They haven't been full novels. I don't know. So short stories. uh, Martin can choke on a dick. Uh, just saying. Even though he was the apprentice of Shadow's favorite author of all time, is the last name.
Really,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You talk
Yeah.
about George R. Martin?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
If you hung out with Zelazny a lot, you would probably have met him
No, no. This was a pretty long time ago.
in the 70s.
No, that was a child then. Well, I mean, I'm still a child. Um,
In the 70s and 80s, that's when he knew Martin.
yeah, I
Yeah, you are still a child. Don't you forget it. Oh.
Hold on.
that's part of my trauma.
You are hundreds of thousands of years old, and you still consider yourself a child. How long
Yes,
are you going to live?
He's a star child, damn you.
no idea.
Well, yeah, I'll consider Dune. I might see about actually listening
I,
to a little
I,
bit
I,
of it
I
before.
was joking. I'm not
Yeah.
picking Dune.
And it's not on the list, so
Yeah.
unless someone picks it for their birthday month,
Well,
it's not going to happen.
well, part of the reason why I'm also picking the story I am is because it's partially based off of Conan. I mean, it's even called Cronan the Cunning, but it's
Yeah.
not a retelling of his story. It's more like if Cronan was an orc, or Conan was
Yeah.
an orc, I should say.
So if Conan was Conan.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a little burnt on Conan. To be
Yeah.
honest, I've
Well,
read the.
the attitude is it's hard to explain. It's not like I took Conan and put him into an orc. It's more like I took the idea of Conan's
Temperament.
abilities and temperament and mixed it with an orc temperament. So he's still a violent
Yeah, I was
way,
going to
but
say.
he's also smart, and he can also negotiate. It's not going to be in the book that no, it is actually in the one section that we're going to talk about, the Squid Games. He actually does things that are more cunning than brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's part of the reason why I want to listen to it, is because it's not your atypical orc story.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Weird.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
Lefty boomer authors can still be good writers. Younger lefty authors just trash.
Not technically wrong.
George, I expect a link to your TeePublic account with this on it, written like it was a definition from the dictionary. Go look up dictionary.com and format it to be the same way. Adjective. Lefty boomers. Lefty boomer authors can still be good writers. Now, young lefty authors just trash. Oh. Okay, that the adjective and noun thing is probably wrong for that, but still.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
All of my grammar comes from stuff like Google Docs and my Word program, and at some point I need to start running my stuff through Grammarly.
Use ChatGPT.
Okay.
ChatGPT. See this scene? Yeah. Write it verbatim, but highlight in bold cases of bad grammar. Then list them at the end and give me suggestions for correcting. And then underneath that, and then put a double line space, and then underneath that, copy in the scene.
I kind of figured you do stuff
Press
like
enter.
that with I kind of figured you could do this stuff like that with Chat GPT, but I didn't know how well it would work, because it's meant more for
But I'm pretty sure you could do that with the free version,
Okay,
where
fair.
Grammarly.
Yeah, I have yet to hit. I don't know how many words I've put in so far, but I've yet to have a limit to how many words I can put in for requests from it.
I've been thinking about buying. Oh fuck! What's the name of that program? I have it saved here. Fuck! I can't remember the name of it. It doesn't matter, but it's like $600.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's
Nice.
a writing program for that kind of stuff. But it does. Grammarly won this program like 9,000. Fuck, the name is just like right there on the tip of my tongue. You know when you have that problem.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
I had that problem with one of the last videos I was doing, and it eventually came to me, but it was like, oh, just move on, and it'll come. And
You can cut. You can cut the video.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Go look it up,
No,
come back.
no.
And it's just like, and then if you're really smart and you go look for a free editing program, you can probably do one of those Wayne's World twists and have something come in and go.
In a thousand video, over 1,000 videos, only one has ever been edited.
Yeah, that's only because you're lazy, and Kenboy won't do your nerd stuff for you.
Who's this Ken boy? And Jackie actually did the editing, and that was because his mom wasn't here, and he had to click the camera, then run around to get into the chair. Um,
Yeah, I have to edit every video because imagine what you were saying, Shadow, happened 20 or 30 times per video. I literally, I think I said this before, but I can literally take a 20 to 30-minute video and edit it down to 5 to 10 minutes. That is how bad it is for me. That's part of the reason why I haven't
what the
gotten directly
fuck?
back to uh, posting videos for my RPG for Robotech is because it's such a pain in the ass. What, you got to leak
Have
it?
you thought about scripting it?
I do script it.
Oh.
My problem is words.
Yeah, you know, I sometimes get that tongue twist on a word or something. You
Yeah.
know,
Same
that can
here.
happen.
Same here.
Uh-huh.
But you know, you can because you have the reading problem, right? You
Yeah.
can if you're only your script is only a beat on what you're going to talk about next, you can get a monitor, right, like a headphone,
Yeah.
but like it's just one that sticks in your ear, and then just have like that type it read it program,
Oh yeah.
and just that I sent you. You download it and you run it. Put your script in that, and just like have it read the next beat out to you,
Yeah.
and then you just pause it and then like talk about that until you're done. Then listen, like so if you don't you like can't read it because you're having trouble,
Yeah.
you can just listen to it, right?
I hadn't considered that.
And if it's coming through your headphone, it's not coming through the speaker, so or your mic. So like
Yeah.
that's the benefit of having a monitor system, is that like you can hear what like specific channels of sound that the audience can't hear. Like I can set this up so I can hear my microphone to know my levels if I wanted to. It can be a little
Uh,
annoying, but you get used to it. Obviously, that's what they do in recording, right? So
yeah, it makes sense. I'll see, excuse me. Let's see about doing that.
yeah, that's why
Yes.
you always see the radio people. They have the headphones on. It's not because they're trying to hear callers or whatever. It's they're hearing their own microphone to make sure that they're loud enough. And you know, I got a little soundboard here today, $15. I should have like bought a big one, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back over to that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll definitely have to try that because editing, editing is what kills me on doing videos because
Mm-hmm.
I, well, staying focused has always been hard for me, but then I have to take literally hours to edit.
What program are you using?
Let's see here. What is one Wondershare formula?
Okay,
11?
I've never heard of that. There is a program you get for free with Windows called Clip Champ.
Hmm.
Uh, Clip Champ. I'm looking for it right now. I have it saved somewhere. Uh, it's no. It's the exact same thing I just minimized. Um,
I've tried a couple other free programs because that one's not free. Well, it is, but you get an annoying watermark.
Yeah,
Uh,
you don't get that with Clipchamp.
but it's intuitive. Everything I've tried up to that point is not intuitive. It's a pain in the ass to try to figure out.
Yeah. I'm opening up Clipchamp's studio right now. Oh fuck! But they've done updates since I used it last. Oh, stupid fucking Windows! I hate you. I know Apple isn't any better. Uh, what's new? I don't give a shit. It's not on dark mode anymore, but screen share this is what it looks like,
Yeah.
and you just drag in your thing here, and then it pops up down at the bottom, and you can edit it.
Okay.
It looks a little different, and you can even do like this one. We'll take text or audio and put it in the no, this one here, the bottom,
Yeah.
text to speech. Well, like so. I was doing that for a while before I found a different free voice thing.
Yeah.
Shout out can tell you that the early voice to text to voice was crap on my early
Hmm.
AI videos.
I wouldn't say it's crap. It's just not great.
Yeah, and it was the free one from this. So if you're ever you just like it'll pop up a thing and you you see that you put your
Yeah.
text in here in I think it's 100 words segments, and then it will turn it into or 10 minutes worth of text. So whatever
Yeah.
that is in words, and it will turn it into an audio clip, and then you just so if you ever want to do that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
If you ever just want to have like uh let's let let's talk about this thing from Robotech,
Yeah.
and then just like then
Have
have
it have it read that section for me, and then I comment on it.
yeah, or you could just yeah, you could do that, and here is that section verbatim, and
Yeah.
instead of like making the viewer read the screen, which is always fucking annoying, um you just have the robot read it for you.
Yeah. Well, I always read a
Yeah,
part of the section that I'm in, but I'd overread the whole thing because it's not meant to be a I give you everything in the book. It's meant to be does this book interest you?
well, yeah, you don't give away the whole book, but say you're writing the talking about how weapons are used or whatever, and then you just put that little blurb,
Oh yeah.
just that one blurb, uh, the, that you're talking about, um, instead of the whole passage or the whole,
Yeah.
yeah. What the fuck is Bubba sending video? Yeah, Bubba linked his channel. That's what that would be. Uh, Bubba, go into your. Oh, actually, it's your username. That's why.
Mhm.
Um, or your, you can go into YouTube settings, and if you've been on long enough, change your URL, the at whatever to whatever you specifically want. And I think you can do that once or twice. I think I did that. I think my official one,
Yeah.
like if I copied my link in, it says JustinThorLPs. From when this was a Minecrafting channel when it started. Damn you.
Well, I managed to change. Well, first my originally mine was the fat gamer, which I managed to change it which now my link says the crafting gamer, just with a bunch of numbers
Yeah,
behind it.
well, that's what I'm saying. Is like if your channel's been secured long enough, like you've had it long enough, there's an
Yeah.
option in the back room to allow you to change that numbers thing from like whatever it was when you first created it to a custom one. So what Bubba put up there is called a URL, uh,
Okay.
and you can put a custom one in the thing, and it will use that instead of the random one they gave you originally. Zero fucks. Zero fucks. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm fine with it for the primary reason. You type in the crafting gamer and Robotech, it takes you to me immediately. So
Yeah.
it's not like it really needs to be specific.
Yeah. No. It's so a person could type in to the search bar youtube.com/ the crafting gamer, and that will pop up right away instead of instead of like having to go to YouTube and look for something, or you know what I mean.
Yeah, I see what
Or
you're
they
saying.
could like link it in a document of YouTubers worth paying attention to, and it will actually say your name instead of like some random characters. Yeah, it's just a branding thing. Oh,
I might have to look into that
yeah.
then.
If they still allow you to do that, because that was more than 5 years ago I did that. You never know with YouTube.
Because I
Yeah,
am adding
it's
too
far
much.
enough back where
Yeah.
everything could have changed.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to look into that then, because branding's not a bad idea, since I am looking to add. I have found out from several people, unless you're at least decently established, like around probably I'd say at least a 2/3, 3/4 of what Shadow has, you're not going to get very far with RPG stories, these RPG stuff these days. So, and I've heard from several people, diversifying your channel thanks to what TikTok did is also not a bad idea. So I'm not going to diversify the thousands of things. There's going to be 3 things:
Well,
the occasional RPG video, Magic the Gathering, and painting.
yeah. You could also like you like Robotech, right?
Yeah,
And
actually, I do.
you could write some Robotech fanfic
That is
and
true.
do the like short 10-15 minute story serialized things and put one up every month or so, or every week or so, or whatever.
That's definitely possible.
With the AI robot, like fucking AI, write that shit.
Oh yeah, I sent Shadow a like, not just for let AI write it. I actually sent Shadow a link to a AI voice.
11 Labs. Was it?
Yes, 11 Labs.
Okay, I didn't use that one because it has a price tag on it.
I did not know that. I have not delved deep into it.
Okay, it has
You know,
I haven't needed it yet, so I haven't. But I was going to delve deep when I needed it.
yeah, I have that
Sorry,
assassin
Shadow?
book, believe it or not, and I think I've seen him before. The thing you just sent me, crafting. There's other Robotech things you could review. You could literally recap the stories. The movies, the differences between the different versions. There's also product reviews. I know you don't have the money to be buying a lot of those products, but there's also the comic books. You might be able to find the old who was it? Comico. I forget the name of the company. There was a couple of companies that did some of the Robotech comic books. I actually have some.
All right, well, maybe I should rephrase it as miniature stuff, because it's not just going to be painting. It will be reviews of miniatures, what I like about them, why I would take this and put that on it, why I'm going to use green stuff to change that up. Like, I will definitely be recording my entire conversion of the. James sent me, in his own words, 1,500 to 2,000 points worth of Primera Space Marines. That's actually a hell of a lot of Marines. I'm going to turn around and convert them all to Legion of the Damned Space Marines.
Yeah.
I will be making a video series of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to try, since they are supposed to be demon-like, I am going to try to make them a little bit unique. Each of them, like maybe like instead of making like 100% unique, one has a broken rib piece on their chest, one has a broken piece in a different spot, some has 2 or 3, or maybe one has a skull in the center while the other one just
Oh,
has
that
a full
reminds me.
rib
I got a
cage.
box of
That kind of
skulls.
stuff.
Thank you.
Ooh, box of skulls.
I got to order a box of skulls here. Another box because I got a box of skulls, but I want the one that's specifically for Hammer 40K. It's got the ones for both Sigmar and 40K.
Yeah, I've got that.
Because the 40K ones come with some skulls that I really, really like.
Yeah.
Plus, it comes with a nice dead marine base that I want to use for.
Wait, dead? What?
Orc. Yeah, it comes with a dead marine base topper. Let's see if I can find it in my.
It must be a newer version. The one I had was nothing but skulls.
Yeah, there is the one with nothing but skulls.
Because I just started working on the Grey Knights. All I've done is mount their legs onto the bases, but I'm looking at the empty bases going, well, and I got to dress them up. What am I going to put on them?
I think I'll put that on a watch. Huh? Why did I put that on a watch? That's weird. See if I can find those, because I looked at those recently.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe this thing was a waste of money.
What thing? I'm not currently looking at the screen.
You bought a soundboard?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This one. Apparently has a charge in it.
Yeah, all I want is a soundboard app I can put on my tablet.
So yeah, this is more for like volume control and stuff like that. But
gotcha.
Keeping levels.
Okay, it's gonna be
a couple of my favorite YouTubers. They just I can see they've got their little tablet right there, and they just do it themselves.
Yeah, you can do that kind of stuff, but you need to have like proper inputs and outputs for that. You can't just like it doesn't hook up.
Got to go grab a human, huh? All right.
Yeah. See you later, y'all. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's daycare or whatever. I guess it's 4:00.
Let's see here.
See you tomorrow, Bubba.
Yeah, party on, Bubba.
See you, Bubba.
Tomorrow, he and I and Tanner and Eldred are going to be going over Dragon Magazine issue 5.
5, yeah. I watched that last one.
Copy.
You guys did.
Yeah,
is that another huge?
It was it was an issue that if I was collecting the magazine, I wouldn't waste my money on it.
Well, if you were collecting,
Shadow, I put a link to the.
What's the definition of collecting?
I put a link to the. Where am I?
Dude, the issue's going to be like $50 if you can find it.
Yeah, okay, that's not the original Skull box. That's the new one. The original one was literally.
Yeah, but hey,
and those are all 40K skulls.
Yeah, I can still find the original Warhammer. 40K and Sigmar.
Yeah,
but that's all 40K, and like the Sigmar one does not come with marine helmets, and I want marine helmets to lay on some of my.
Yeah, well, you know
know
where you can get marine helmets from, right?
Marines.
I don't have any marine kits.
Marines.
Besides, all my Marines get helmets. I do not like open faced.
Yeah,
I do not like.
Yeah, okay. I guess the new days it's more of an issue. Back in the old days, you'd have like in a box of 5 guys, there'd be like 8 heads. So, right?
Oh, so there's a dead Marine. I got you.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't. Yeah, mine's nothing but skulls. This has got some interesting pieces, but the price is a little steep. I mean,
32.
It's
30.
How many individual pieces are there? That's what I need to know. Because if it's just what's on that box, fuck that.
Yeah, because what was the original one? Was like 3 sprues.
Yeah, it was hundreds. Well, maybe not hundreds, but
no, it was literally hundreds of skulls. Yeah. It was like 150 or 200.
But it had a lot. It had a lot of orc and Tyranid and.
Yeah. Well, that's just a Tyranid head, though. So.
like Termagant or something like that
Yeah.
heads. They're the really small ones, and maybe I don't know. There were some other aliens. Maybe they're Tau or something. I don't know. But there were a bunch of interesting,
Yeah, it has Tau
and
heads.
it had some like demon skulls. I think I know because I used them on a couple of things that were really nice. But I wanted more, and I think now all I have are human skulls, which is just fine for putting down on.
Here it is. In the description, count 288 plastic
Yeah. Okay.
components.
That's not
So
bad then.
yeah.
Oh, it actually even tells you like five crude heads, six Tau Fire Warrior helmeted heads,
Uh,
that six
Yeah.
Tyranid heads.
Yeah. So
Well,
the original one I think was more than this though,
that's
because
40 humans.
there was like 100 human skulls in the original one.
ironically, you can still find the other one. I think
A
Yeah.
lot of
cheaper.
damage, human skulls, mutate. Oh, okay, that must have been what they were, was
Yeah.
mutated. This is actually not a bad deal until I look at the shipping. That'll seal or kill it for me. For shipping.
If you look at some of there's other.
Oh shit! It's in Florida.
Yeah, you don't have to pay necessarily that shipping.
It's in California. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's nice because that means it's quick shipping.
I remember the original box when it came out was $15 Canadian.
How much?
15 Canadian. The
Okay.
original box when it first came out of Skulls, the gray box. Um, yeah, was like 15.
Yeah, that's that shop
20
I
cents.
visited to Warpath. That's in my town, not my town, but the next town over. There were I literally there were probably literally less than 20 boxed game products in the shop. Okay. But that was one of the few, and I was like, I'd grab it, but I know I still got a crap ton of skulls on the sprues. So I'm going to go and check it, find the box of skulls, see how many the sprues are still full, so that I can, dress up these
See,
Grey Knight bases.
I would get that, and the first thing I would do is cut every single one off the sprue and put it into a little container marked Skulls. That way, I would just be like not having to pull them off the sprue when it would be an easier thing to use.
Really, for me, it seemed more
Yeah.
more convenient to be able to look at them and go, I want that exact one now, and clip it, than to
Yeah,
put them all in
well, like the
a
human
bottles.
skulls or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
organizing them that was never going to happen.
yeah, and it's like because then I'd be more in in the mind space to like I don't have to count them or know like how many are left or whatever. That way, if I'm in the mood to do like a pile of skulls, I'm not like I've only got 6 left because it's like in the drawer or whatever, right?
Mhm. I actually did make. We made this throne of skulls, and I used a crap ton of those in that, along with other skulls and beads and things like that. Um,
I really gotta get an FDM printer, the filament one, because I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to make a throne, a skull throne, like a real one that I can sit on.
oh,
If you're going to get an FDM printer for that, I suggest,
Well,
well,
you
unless you
got to
don't
build a
okay.
mind,
chair,
I
but it's
suggest
for
you
the
buy on the.
like the skull
Yeah, yeah. No,
add-ons.
what I'm referring to is unless you don't mind layer lines, I suggest you buy a really good
Yeah,
FDM
I
printer
have no
so
problem doing the work either.
you can tune it
Yeah,
to get a. Oh, okay. Well, if you don't mind, then it doesn't really matter which one you get.
Uh,
Because I'm not saying range printer, you can play with its settings to almost make all lines disappear.
yeah,
it's not going to happen. Crafting. He's not
yeah.
going
It's
to make
just
an actual throne of skulls.
I've been tempted though. I started designing it a few months back.
I could. I have a. It's not huge, but I have a printer that would have to make the skulls just a little bit smaller than human skulls, but I can still print
No,
them
no,
on my
they
printer.
wouldn't be as one piece. I'd break them up so they and then glue them together, so they can fit around the
Uh,
framing that I would build.
Here soon, not necessarily. And when I mean by soon, I mean probably sometime in the next couple of years because I'm gonna be trying to save up some money. I'm gonna see about getting a larger FDM printer because I hate having to put stuff together unless it's like designed for it.
Yeah, well,
Unless it's designed for it to begin with, it's a pain in the ass to do it.
I can do those designings, so I'm not really worried about it. I took skulls I found on Thingiverse and stacked them up, and then started splitting them up to life size.
Yeah.
A couple of
Everybody's good at certain things, and I'm not very computer savvy.
yeah, it's just taking the time to throw your head against the wall until you get things.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I one of the things I intend to start with once I get my 3D printer back is there's a program that lets me repose miniatures. I figure that's a good place to start for learning how to mess with those type of
that
programs
would actually be on the
because there's
more.
not much screwing up there.
Oh yeah. That would probably be a little more complex than
Well, there's a video that I have saved my watch later list. It occasionally repops up. I'll have to see if one of those things that I actually need to say, like sculpting miniatures section type thing.
yeah. That is actually not that hard if you're not looking to get the best thing right away. If you're okay with realizing that you need to learn the basics first. Um, but
Well, you always have to start
yeah,
somewhere.
but then again, you still need
I'll
the computing power for it, right?
yeah. I don't know if this thing probably the one I'm currently talking on could probably handle it thanks to what I bought it
Yeah.
for.
Um,
But work on this computer because I've already discovered there's a lot of things don't work on a glorified tablet.
yeah. Well, Blender is where you need to start. You can get that off of Steam for free.
Yeah, I've heard of Blender a lot of times.
And
Yeah.
then just remember you got to isolate the things from Blender that you're not using, so you don't need the animation section. So just like ignore it. You don't need
Yeah.
the this or that.
Yeah.
So and there's a lot of like rabbit
Yeah,
holes
that is true.
in Blender that you can get sunk into that have nothing to do with, and they change it because it's like an ever growing program. So
Yeah.
old tutorials might
Yeah.
be
So
rabbit holes into learning things that are useless.
that's fair. So I want to look stuff for if I look up tutorials, I want to look up something that's probably within the last year, literally.
Yeah,
Uh, but I've seen several ways of sculpting this kind of stuff thanks to I have a filament program because I used to do programs since the filament program does not have my resin 3D printer. It has not been updated with that particular program at any rate. But if you take a miniature and I forgot which button it is, you can automatically break it down to its base components if that's how it was built. If it was literally built as one miniature, you can't do that.
yeah,
But if it was built in pieces, you can tear it apart. And I've seen several different ways people do that. I've seen perfect crafting where people like create the individual beautiful pieces, and I've seen one where it's a good sculpt overall, but if you tear it apart, it's almost nothing but round bumps
yeah,
and like
yeah.
the toes individually were ovals. The foot was a giant individual piece from the leg, which was its own oval, which was it was
Well, it's
really
stretched
interesting.
out and then smoothed down, and
Yeah,
yeah. That's the one way to do it. Like if you design a glove, right? You design a hand
yeah,
and another hand, and you just put them in the positions you want, then stretch out the ball for the arm until it meets, and
yep,
then push it around until it's in the right shape.
yep.
Uh,
I'd say
now
that's exactly what it was.
it tends to be, if you're doing that kind of thing on the end user's end, to not leave them as separate, what they're called shells. Don't leave them as
Yeah,
separate shells, but to actually cut the things out and weld them together so it's a one piece like that other style. The finished
yeah,
product is that way when you deliver it, because the separate shell files tend to cause printing failures more than uh, the single shell files.
Well, fortunately, I didn't have any failures. I even printed it resin,
I'm just saying
but
it does, and it's actually worse with the resin ones because it fucks up the slicing programs,
yeah.
so that they tend to have
Well,
more problems.
well,
Uh,
one
so
of the things
I'm just saying, if you're
I
designing
like.
things and then you go to
Sorry.
sell them on like not Tinkercad, the My Mini Factory, what you can do,
Yeah,
design some warrior and put them up there for $2 or whatever. Uh, like
yeah.
if you're designing it for yourself and then you're like, well, I might as well just throw it out there and see if anyone else wants to buy it or whatever. I don't care, because that does
Yeah.
happen, right?
I understand.
Uh, like
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like
No,
if you're designing something and it doesn't require you to maintain an inventory to sell it, do so, because at the worst it doesn't sell. At the best, it makes you a few
yeah,
$1,000s.
a couple bucks here and there. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
sorry.
like
Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to 3D printing, like I'll have to look into that,
yeah.
getting Blender, because I've heard of it more than once. But
Well, Blender's free, right? Like there's a
one of
lot
the
of
things that
like plugins you can
yeah,
buy that you don't need, that are just like convenience things and stuff like that. But the core program for sculpting and all that, it's free. It's just got a learning curve, like an annoying learning curve. Uh, but
oh,
once you figure it out, you know, you're
yeah,
you're
I
off to the
understand.
races, as it's you're gonna say.
Yeah. I think part of the reason why that didn't fail, even though it'd be harder to print, is 'cause I did a lot of research as to how to properly 3D print
Yeah,
with resin.
yeah, no. It's not guaranteed to failure. It's just more common that things that are separate
Yeah.
shells in programs do.
Oh yeah. Well, the worst thing, like the 3D print, I will never try to print it again, is a barrel golem.
Hmm.
Problem is whoever designed it did not attach the feet to the base,
Oh yeah, and
and my program cannot handle that. It always comes out wonky.
okay. Send me the file later.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I still have
Yes,
it.
send it to me, and
So I was trying to figure out what I could do with it.
you can always just detach the base and print it as a separate part,
Yeah,
which is what I'll
yeah,
actually.
true. I just have to put it in a different program because
Yeah,
the resin run program I'm having does not have that
yeah.
feature.
Try and download Blender. Like just type in Blender in Steam, and then try and see if you
Yeah,
can set up the basic version of it. And I'll do my best to walk you through it later on how to do it
yeah,
yourself, so you know how to do it if you can download Blender.
yeah. I'll definitely try.
I'll have to like scratch my brain and remember how to do it myself. So,
Yeah.
because it's been a while. Sorry, Shadow, we're boring you
Just
over.
oh and Shadow, you're not invited. I'm afraid of what you will do if you have Blender, or what you will make.
Well,
I don't need your
he'll
permission. What the fuck?
he'll download Grinder instead.
That's not gonna happen.
It comes in with a lot of pre-made brushes.
Yeah. It's not gonna happen because it already has. You already have downloaded. You're not going to download Grinder because you already have Grinder downloaded.
Nope. Nope. Um,
Doth protests too much or some shit like that.
really? I barely said a damn thing.
It's still too much.
Okay.
Oh. Uh,
Yeah, I'm also getting myself some birthday present this coming month.
mm,
I was planning on buying a really big box of a whole bunch of miniatures, but talking to some of my family members, they I won't say they convinced me, because I was asking which one they think would be better,
yeah.
getting a bunch of miniatures or getting better tools. My father kind of pointed out in a very subtle way, ironically, because he's not usually subtle.
What's it?
Miniatures are nice, but if I have better tools, I can make them better to begin with.
Mm,
Eh, it depends on
So
what tools. I mean, if it's
Well, one of the things is a better pair of nippers, so I don't have stress marks in my miniatures, and so or cut just above the base of the miniature, so or just above the miniature, so I don't have to risk those marks, and then I have to cut that piece off with a Zacto knife, which is also a pain in the ass, and I've nicked miniatures more than once doing
Yeah.
that.
that's why I use files.
Yeah, he's talking about big nubs. Yeah, yeah. Do some research.
And as for the nippers,
I have.
I've got two pair of these $5 uh, clippers that I got from Walmart. The spring breaks really quick, but I don't care. They still cut, and I don't have
you
any
can.
problem. A tool you might want to invest in. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. There's so many
Yeah,
times that this is the perfect fucking tool.
Let's see here.
Nail
Uh,
clippers.
yeah.
let's see here. Give you guys
You'd
more
be
stitches.
absolutely amazed. I literally use those almost every time I use the other clippers. I use those.
Shadow.
Uh
Here are my nail clippers.
Yeah.
huh. No,
Let's see.
I mean the regular cut.
They're flush cuts. No, flush cuts. You can get a pair of curved clippers as well. But no. Honestly, I would recommend storage solutions above everything
Excuse me a second.
else. Like a good sturdy table is the best thing you can have. Shadow, you need to.
Excuse me a second. Someone's at my
Yeah,
door.
yeah. Just mute. Uh, you need to upgrade from your fucking folding table from Zellers. Uh, like it's not even Walmart. It was a Canadian brand store.
Gotcha.
Actually, I think they were owned by what's that big fancy shopping mall in New York?
Macy's.
Yeah, I think they were owned by Macy's. They're
Okay.
like their bargain bin store though, right?
Okay.
I'm back.
Yeah.
That wasn't a person. That was an animal.
Yeah, Shadow, man, you really need to stop being a black guy.
Dude.
Eating fried chicken and watermelon, is
No, his
he?
smoke detector's going off.
Yeah. Which is weird
Oh yeah. Did
because
you
the
see that
one that you
meme?
keep hearing was
It,
has
it,
been is it just recently started making that particular noise.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shadow. Did you hear? Did you see the meme I put in Discord for you and
Yeah,
Justin? I know
I brought it
Justin's
up on
seen
the
it.
show
No, I don't know
one
what you're
day.
talking about.
The I have a dream. Then he's like replacing the batteries in the smoke detector.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I told Bub I'm just going to yank it out of the ceiling. Uh,
Yeah.
now that I know what I know, um, for his show tomorrow. But screw you guys. You get to hear it.
Yeah, he's probably gonna like right after his show with Bubba, he's just gonna put it back in the ceiling for Friday,
I might. Now that you mention it,
or just like hook it up to a remote power supply so you can like turn it on and
I
off
know. You
at
see what
his
I'm going to
desk.
do. What I'm going to do is I want the soundboard so I can have that noise.
He probably has one fucking like the reason why we never see his desk is because he's got a full fucking studio station there. He's got sliders and shit for fucking smoke detector. He's got like
Chewy's
See,
bark and the
see what he doesn't tell you is
doorbell.
his second. Yeah, see what he doesn't tell you is his second life. He's actually a rapper, but he doesn't rap like normal rappers. He raps to
no,
weird
no,
sounds.
Fuck
The
rap.
dog barking.
I have a hard fuck rap stance. Always have.
yeah,
Always do.
yeah.
No, no, no. It's not. It's not normal rap. It's
No,
it's
no,
about the
no.
dog. It's the
He's a
dog.
gangster rapper. He's like fuck, rap,
Oh,
rap, fuck, rap, fuck. That's his whole fucking
God,
song.
you're so white.
I don't do rap.
he's white and nerdy.
Yeah. Weird Al is the best rappist.
Have
I
you ever
really,
heard James Belushi rap?
I'm glad I haven't. I've never
Oh
been.
my god, I saw him
I
do it. I think
was never a fan of Belushi.
I like the living Belushi better than I like the dead Belushi. Sorry.
Yeah. I agree with you there. Jim is better than James.
No, it's the other way around. Jim Belushi's dead.
Whatever. The one that's alive is the funnier one.
Well,
The
yeah,
one that was an action star with John Ritter.
and wasn't he also with Schwarzenegger in Red Heat?
Yeah. But we here are a real men appreciating society.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate your appreciation for something that should be appreciated on a regular basis.
Except for mom.
Yeah, don't appreciate mom.
Mom was originally dad.
No, that's the thing. That's the aunt, but they're just playing along. If you watch it carefully, they say your aunt's here to visit and dad's home from the hospital.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think
I'll have to watch it again.
I think she's just playing along. Because if you look at the way the mom reacts when he's telling the story, she's like, I know what he's doing. I'll play along. It's that mom look. Trust me. I could be
Okay.
wrong, but that's in my head canon. That's what it was. That way,
No. I think it's funnier that he's that
I
kind of
know it's
degenerate.
funnier that way, but I don't think that's what that was, especially when you consider the era.
No.
You know,
In the era, you still made fun of that kind of stuff.
no, I know you made fun of that stuff, but uh, it wasn't as uh, like actually available.
Oh, yeah, it was. That was one of the things that the Reich was doing because they were doing those kind of surgeries
No,
in
I mean
Germany.
affordable. If you then plug that in with the kind of car they loaned him, you remember when they loaned him their car? The
Yeah,
car didn't even have seats.
but that's because they were remaking it. They were renovating. They
It
were
was a shit car that
renovating
you would
that
never
car.
renovate. It was like an Impala or something, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. These people were weird.
And he had the greatest sense of fucking humor of any spy ever.
Yeah.
I can't tell you
Uh,
how many times I've been running that character in my head when I'm like running an NPC spy. It's that guy. He just looks different.
oh, why would he look different? He's old
Just
man.
to throw people off. Because a lot of my players, you know, had seen that movie with me, and you know,
Okay.
I found that a very useful role playing trick. Is even if you can't imitate their voice, if you're thinking about that particular actor or character in your head while you're running the NPC, it does help. I used to do have Gene Hackman in my head, Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor, and a couple other characters. Anytime I would run an NPC, and my players would like be able to notice that I was like a little more into the NPC. I was able to, you know, do the dialogue and things like that just a little bit noticeably better. And uh, yeah, it was Gene Hackman.
Uh, for those of you who didn't notice, I just put in the show description, or the chat, the link to the movie Real Men.
Huh.
It's freely available on Tubi. Crafting, I'll send it to you directly later. Uh, I recommend you watch it after the show.
Yeah, I gotta as soon as the show's over, I gotta freaking throw in that book, and I'm gonna have to pump it up to double speed if it's 15 fucking hours between
Yeah,
now and tomorrow. Um,
tomorrow evening.
yeah,
Hold on a
but
second. Oh, I've seen that
Yeah,
one. It was in my
yeah.
grandmother's collection.
she's
A
a connoisseur.
connoisseur. Jinx.
Oh, my grandmother had all
She got
kinds of movies. Literally, she had everything from Godzilla to
Yeah.
this.
We had pretty much, if it came out during the 80s or 90s, and it was by fuck, what should we call it? MGM, uh, or Canon, or what was the
Pixar, 20th century.
we had a lot of 20th century, but those other two places, and Canon was the one
TriStar.
that Orion
Oh,
Pictures, because I think it was Orion that did RoboCop, right?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If it was by one of those three companies, we probably had it, and then a bunch of Disney films.
Yo,
Hey, Shadow, you need to get a computer that can play Space Engineer, so Justin and I can drag you all
For
over the
Space
universe.
Engineers 2.
what do you do in that
Yes.
game?
It looks like
You build spaceships, you fly around, and you shoot other spaceships. And then
the Space Engineers 2 is supposed to come out with a storyline, but I don't suspect it's going to be that long.
I really don't care about that either. It's a sandbox world where you just build ships and occasionally go to planets.
The only reason
But
I haven't played that much of it because it is a very lonely game to the point that I can play on it and build, but I get very bored because I don't even have people.
Yeah,
you gotta have friends to do that with.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing No Man's Sky, because there was this giant freaking galaxy, beautifully done. Everything about it was great, except when you bump into people, they had like one thing to say, and that was it. You know.
Yeah, you gotta have like living people on the other end.
Well, no, even in Knights of the Old Republic, you could have like a conversation, not just like not a conversation, but there'd be more than a couple of sentences passed between the two, you and the PC.
The NPC. Yeah. No, I prefer it like when you have the ability to have like actual people you're hanging out with.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You can bump into.
Well, you
NPCs
could
or
do
whatever,
that with No Man's Sky, but there was nothing to do. I mean, I don't know that you could kill each other, do any PvP. You could go and explore together, but big fucking deal,
So what
together.
I like to do is like hang out on the official servers for Space Engineers, which are free. You just go there. There's just like a build limit, so you can't like build epic star destroyers or whatever. You build like small cruise ships and fighters and whatnot, and then you go and like you have to mine your resources and shit to build that crap, and then you go off and you find like one of the other clans and you just like start stealing their stuff.
Gotcha.
You go full matey.
That could be fun, but I don't have the time.
Yeah, that can be a time sink. I used to play it a lot before I started playing Conan with Hungar, and I have like 17,000 hours in that game.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah. But a lot of it is like I'd set up my automated mining rig, right, which would take a couple of days, and then it would just be running while I was doing
that
other
counts.
stuff. That counts because
okay, then I'm not impressed.
Yeah. Well, you have to like go back and maintenance the fucking thing.
Sure, but if you can leave it for 24 hours, play for an hour, leave it for 24 hours, that's 26 hours.
Yeah.
But still,
but no, I have a lot of like building ships and stuff in there as well, right? But I could do that sometimes. Maybe 7,000 hours or that out of the 17.
That's still a lot.
Yeah. Long before they come out with Space Engineers 2, I actually bought the DLC that gives you the in-game AIs.
Oh, the recent one. Yeah.
Basically, you can program them, build things, and collect resources.
Yeah.
But I just find it so lonely to not have anybody that I just can't get to the resource requirement to actually start doing that.
We could set up like a scheduled time or whatever. I don't know if
Yeah.
you have it on console though. I think they have crossplay, but
Every time I've heard that, it doesn't
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
So
Actually,
I don't
yeah.
believe
what
it.
console is it on?
It's on all
Xbox.
of them, but get the PC version. Just get the PC version.
I don't have a I
Oh
don't
yeah, I
have a
agree.
PC to get it on.
I,
Uh,
Yeah,
I absolutely
so that's
it should work
I
on your
absolutely hate
laptop.
the console version. Yeah, it should. I absolutely hate the console version because a lot of games great for console. Strange Space Engineers, no. You have literally 10,000 commands, and if you have to go on console, you have to like dig through certain things to find what you're looking for, and then you have like a command that I can't find. I found it when I first started
What
playing the
one
game. I
is it?
can't find it, which is free cam. Free
Oh,
cam. Now I can't find it anywhere on the freaking
okay, yeah,
controller.
that's V on the keyboard. You can hook a keyboard up to your console. You know that? Yeah,
Xbox. I might have to try that. I don't have one though, so
yeah, they're like
all my
$20.
keyboards are connected to the device they are
Yeah.
being used for.
Huh. Okay. Uh,
I,
yeah.
I've tried streaming games through my computer. That didn't work. Could never figure out how to connect my Xbox to the computer so they actually work together.
Uh,
Well, my console only has in out. No, it was in, or was it the computer? One of them only worked in a certain way that made it literally
that's weird.
uncompatible.
Yeah, usually you'd want a stream capture system anyway for consoles.
Yeah.
Ah, I wouldn't worry about it. Get the second one for PC though. Don't get it for console.
Yeah. Well, I'll only get it on console if it pops out for the Xbox Game Pass
Oh, the
Ultimate.
free or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not technically free, just super,
yeah,
super cheap because am paying monthly.
yeah. Um, yeah. There's that. And if they do the DLCs for the second one the same way they did for the first one, they're super
Yeah.
cheap. They're like the bare minimum they're allowed to charge on Steam.
Yeah. I noticed that when I got because I actually got a couple of them. I forgot which ones. I just remember
Yeah,
the AI
yeah.
update DLC.
And they waited like 5 years before they started doing DLC.
Well, I know some of their DLCs are direct copies of certain mod packs in this instance.
Yeah, yeah, but improved for game clarity and all that.
Yeah, so they actually work properly. Yeah.
Boring you, Shadow, but you like sci-fi.
yeah. No, I
I
was
think.
just looking for something down below.
Yeah, well, did you ever play Minecraft?
Yeah,
Yeah, think
The adult
like
version.
not super blocky. Like you still build with blocks, but your character is like a real like humanoid, and it's in space. It's all sci-fi and stuff.
I
Yeah.
played No Man's
And
Sky,
one
and that's
Yeah, the
nothing. It's nothing blocky except maybe walls. But I mean, there's all kinds of build this generator, build this collector.
okay. So it isn't like that where you like I got this generator and I put it down, or I got this ship and I just like do it. You actually have to design the things. There are like major components
yeah.
like generators, but you actually have to like
Yeah.
place them and connect them and like
A more appropriate way to put it, instead of saying it's blocks, it's based off a
yeah,
grid system, and you can place things
yeah.
within that grid. Now, interesting enough, for the first game, the grid is based off of what you place, and then the build grid is built from there. Problem is that causes a lot of
Don't.
problems, especially when
He's
you're
making
trying
it
to
too
build.
complex. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Okay, well, in the next game, they made a unified grid so you can build
Yeah.
easier at any rate.
we'll give you an example, guys. I was looking at traveler books recently,
Mhm.
and I was looking at the books. There's books on how to build ships, and then there's books on built ships.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm more interested in the already built ships. I don't
Okay.
have the time to design it. If I could pick a ship,
Give me this shipbuilding books
Yeah.
any day.
I don't have that kind of time. I literally don't.
Yeah. Well, it's video game time.
If I could buy a book that's got 600 pre-built ships, I guarantee I'll use 100 of them.
Yeah.
If I buy a book on building ships, I won't build a single one.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But like
it's too much.
that's why playing Space Engineers is really good as a team. Because you can have like the one like you hunker by an asteroid and you have the one guy just going in and pulling out the resources while the other guy is building, or like the other two guys are like, okay, this is where we need to put the cannons. Okay, this is where we need to put
Uh-huh.
the storage chamber. Okay, we need a piping to go from storage to cannon 2. Where's that going to go? Yeah, it's kind of hard to get through here. We need to make more room for a hallway.
That sounds like actual work.
Yeah, I got 17,000 hours on the fucking thing.
That sounds like literal, like it's somebody's
Yeah, but
job.
the the f- the fun part, Shadow, is how you
Yeah,
do that. Like,
Yeah, I
for
would tell it.
example,
I would.
you can
I would
build a
delegate
5.
that responsibility to other people, and I would supervise.
well, you could go and get
Well,
go and set up the mining rig or whatever, right? And
Sounds like more work.
oh yeah, well,
yeah, yeah, well,
once again, what Justin's talking about, what you do is you set up a mining 5 mining heads, for example, one in the center just because it can, but usually just 4, one on each edge. And then you set up a twisting. I forgot what
yeah.
I forgot what it's called, but it's all the way down. And then you have it on an extending arm. Believe it or not,
Yeah,
much simpler than
I
it seems.
would do that. I would do that and hollow out an entire asteroid. But no, I would just like get the default mining ship
Oh yeah,
and print
that's
it
another.
off or whatever, because you can like once you get really set up, you can have like holographic projections of ships.
Yep.
And then just like have them like auto build, because setting things up and having bases. But
Oh,
no, just get you a little mining shuttle or whatever, and you just slowly go through, and when it's full you come back and upload.
and Shadow,
But
playing with me, eventually it wouldn't be work because I have the AI DLC, which means eventually you would just be able to program the robots to do it. Or as Shadow would say, I mean, as Justin would say, the future slave race.
yeah. I'm okay with robot slaves. I'm not okay with organic freaking
Yeah.
uplifted animals.
Is there any actual fighting? I mean,
Yes, but
Yes.
there's like, that's why I said we go on one of those. Hey Raven, go on one of those servers that they have, because you set up little clans or whatever, and then we would just do like piracy and go around and like
but it's
find
only
some.
against other people. I meant like alien
Oh,
critters and
there,
stuff.
there are like a couple of animals in the original version. I think they're up doing that, and then there are these bases that pop up that will send out drones to fight you, and there are like things that fly by that will attack you if you're too close or whatever. So yeah,
That was the thing with No Man's Sky. What's up, Raven?
Hey,
There were
Raven.
these things called the Sentinels that had like wiped out like every all intelligent life, and if you kill one, then they send two. If you kill those two, they send a better one, and eventually you're fighting this giant freaking walker, and that was about the funnest aspect of the game. After a while, when you got tired of building and exploring and stuff like that, because there was, there's
okay. So it doesn't
got to be
really
some
do
conflict.
super waves like that, or at least in the first one. It's more like there would be like bases with defense securities and things like that you could go and fight, or like there, if you're staying in the same area too long, eventually enemy things will come to you,
Okay.
but you could also be like flying around and, oh shit, I found a pirate fleet or something like that, and it'll be like 4 or 5 ships. The stuff in the game tends to be weaker than the stuff people come up with, though.
Yeah.
But obviously, the difference is, like, if you get half your ship blown up, you probably don't have the supplies to rebuild that. You'll have to limp off to some asteroid somewhere and start mining again to
Or do
rebuild.
what I forgot one of the YouTubers I watched that did this. he actually set up a network. Of course, he did use some mods to get more enemies out there, but he actually set up a network of asteroids where he could limp from place to place if he got badly hurt.
Yeah. Uh, yeah.
And I
Definitely do
actually
that kind of
have a
stuff.
dream of making a space station in that game that I have. It was designed for Palladium, but I want to make it in the game.
In Space Engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I know from someone who it was a veteran space engineer, I can't make it as big as I want. I cannot have. I could, but it would really probably fuck up the system to have a 20-mile long, 27-mile wide ship.
Yeah. You can't build anything that big. You can build some big fucking ships though.
Well, I have it based off a grid system, so I could either use I like scrap paper, I should say. So I could either use directly the big bricks, or probably be better would be fill out probably like 4 bricks per square on the grid paper,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that shouldn't be too big.
Make it a fourth the size.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. You can do that on a official server though, because they limit the
yeah,
size you can build
oh yeah.
things.
Well, that's part of the reason why that is part of the reason I'm not on official server. The other part of it is I have to be social with people I don't know.
No. Be social with the people you know and kill the people you don't. Right, Raven?
Right. Right.
Right. Oh. Yeah, no. It's really fun when you're on like one of those official servers and you've got like 3 or 4 friends, or there's like 3 or 4 of you.
Yeah,
Um, and and you're just like hanging out there, making a name for yourself, just being a nice guy in chat, and you're talking with your friends and you're building up your little base, and then like you see one lone guy, he just got into a fight with somebody, or he's out mining, or he forgot to put up his defenses while he's offline, so his ship is just floating there, and you just like destroy it or steal it or whatever, and then people in the chat are like, "Who the hell just took my ship?" And you're like, I don't know. And then like another ship disappears, and then eventually somebody notices that was you. So like that clan is now after you. So you just wipe it out, and then they're like, half of them say fuck it and leave the server, and the other half are like, nah, I want vengeance. So they end up joining another clan. So
yeah, and apparently that's going to be way more dynamic, I guess would be the word,
yeah,
in number 2, because they've added a lot more weapons and updated how weapons work.
yeah. But no. When I was playing regularly last with a group of people,
Yeah.
we ended up like slowly making the entire like 30 people on the server hate us, just through unconditional piracy and stockpiles of resources. So if one of our fighters would get smoked, we'd be back right away with another one because we had like 10 of them sitting there ready to go. For each member of our team, and that was
if
before the AI stuff. So I guess if I were to get into that now, instead of having man fighters, they would be drone fighters.
Yeah,
They come in with a carrier, and then just 10 fighters pop off of it and go after the guy.
yeah, I have yet to be attacked. I've done 2 servers. One of them I had to abandon because I did not have the fuel to leave, and I had used up all my oxygen, which means I would have just kept dying and dying and dying and dying and dying. So I was like, "Fuck that shit."
Yeah.
Started up on a new server,
Yeah,
and this
well,
time instead of staying in the one spot too long, I grabbed everything I could real quick because there was no ice there, and I moved on to an asteroid that actually has ice and a few other minerals. So I'm thinking about setting up a base there.
that's why I do my best to unlock the plant container.
Well,
Uh, be,
I don't do craft achievements. That is just no.
okay, so you
So,
find one with that shut off. Yeah,
yeah.
I prefer that as well. But if you can't find it, um,
Oh, I'm on a personal server, so
okay, yeah, there are a lot of open like somebody's got a server out there with mods and shit on
yeah.
it, that you can just like join. Uh, we should look through later and see if we can find one together.
Yeah.
And just meet up and build a little asteroid base and
Yeah.
I'll be
find
right
some.
back, guys. Got a bio
Yeah,
break.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, like after you're done the book, uh, what the fuck is that?
Not me.
Hi, Thumb.
I think.
Okay, it's
Was that
Raven's
your
fault.
phone?
Yeah. She's got some weird witchy thing going on.
Hey, I can't say anything. My mother, I had for the longest time my mother's ringtone. Welcome to the mental health hotline. If you are obsessive compulsive, press 1 repeatedly. If you are manic depressive, press 2 slowly. If you are paranoid, we know where you are. We know what you want. Someone will be along to collect you shortly. And it just goes on for all 9 numbers.
Yeah. My mom had one like that too. Not that one, but she had one that was like insane. Or still some shit. I don't remember. It was years ago. But yeah. Maybe tomorrow after the book thing, we can try and
Yeah.
find. I don't know if you have that set up. Uh, see if we can do the
Uh,
crossplay thing because I know I think their
Yeah.
crossplay works for SE1,
Yeah.
and then we'll find a server that has like an not an official server, but just someone's open server, and we can play for a little bit,
Yeah.
see if we can set that up. 'Cause I miss SE.
Sounds
I
good.
miss it so much.
Well, I think you can I think I could reopen my server if you want to play with other people.
No.
Save the trouble of having to look for one.
If you're not paying for it, okay,
No, I'm not.
because there are people that have like paid servers, and we can just find one that has like no mods or anything like that on it. It's just like
Yeah.
or one that has like the orc mod or whatever, the orc ships. Right?
That would be
There
awesome.
are like orc ships or reaver ships or something like that.
Well, I knew of the Reaver one. That'd be awesome if they had orc ships
Yeah,
too.
I think they have orc ones. I know the reaver one. That's the one I'm thinking of actually. But yeah, yeah, definitely. Raven's got someone at the door. But yeah, definitely
Sorry,
like that.
it's my
That's
phone.
that mod, and maybe the build and repair are the only ones I really like.
Yeah. Oh, I build and repair. I think that might be the one. There's a. You talk about nanites that build for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have to totally agree with someone I watched online. Bob the Builder.
Okay.
That's what he calls those units, and I have to totally agree.
Yeah.
Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
Someone turn on Bob.
Yeah. I used to watch a guy that did that a lot, but then
Probably the same dude then if he was calling him Bob.
he.
I can't remember his name.
Do you have a co-host?
Just watched him the other day.
Texfire.
For those episodes he did, occasionally he played by himself, but most of the time he had some sort of co-host.
Was it Tex?
Tex, yeah, Tex was one of his co-hosts.
Texfire.
Everyone is complaining like Texfire needs to make videos. I don't make videos.
Yeah, and he has like 1 million subscribers to his channel.
And he does like 2 videos or something like that.
No videos. Well, when I used to watch that guy, he had 0 videos and 1 million subscribers. Yeah, just
That
from
is
co-hosting
funny.
on that weekly
Yeah.
show. I stopped watching him. He stopped doing SE videos, but he also
Yeah.
is a real fucking shit lib. It got annoying. For the longest time, there was no politics in his videos whatsoever, and there's just like
and then he did
Black Lives Matter shit.
Awaken. Yeah, he did Awaken the Empire and Awaken the Rebellion, and all of a sudden he started adding political shit to his videos.
I was like,
It's like, what if Star Wars automatically makes you do political shit?
I don't know, retards.
Yeah. He recently did that. He's the one I actually watched for SC2, and he did nothing political in that one, thankfully.
But
Blocks in that one, blocks actually destroy more realistically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The parts still fade away, but I can see why
it takes up memory.
You don't want it taking up exactly.
But no, yeah, definitely we'll play some SE1 tomorrow night or whatever, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Or we'll try to anyway. And then when SE2 is out of early access, or when you get it, because it's currently still just in like early access, so it's survival only. Yeah. I think still only single player. Let me know, and we'll switch over to that.
Now they seem to be doing accordingly what they did with the first one, which is let people have access to it and then just kind of build from there.
Yeah. Their model has been very successful since SE1 is over 10 years old. So
yeah,
and it's still a fun game to play.
Well, even with its age, its graphics and its gameplay, for lack of a better term, holds up quite well.
Yeah. Raven, this means nothing to you because it's video games.
Yeah.
Now you say you're going to join us tomorrow or Saturday for we're doing equipment purchasing for the most part, I think, for our characters with the money we had from character creation.
Mm-hmm.
And a few other things to finish off that, and then 2 weeks after that, I think it's session 1. Shadow's probably hoping for himself.
Okay.
We're doing that bi-weekly, so very easy to schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be there for Traveler?
Yeah.
Yeah. All you need to have is 2d6. You know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what does that mean, Raven?
2 squares dice.
Yeah, 2 6-sided die.
Yeah.
I was half expecting you to say 2 crap table dice.
Yeah. Just like Monopoly, it's the Monopoly dice. 2 Monopoly dice.
Right. Got it.
Yeah.
I actually have a set of official Vegas dice.
Yeah, I got some cards here that are still in their shrink wrap package.
I also have. It would no longer be any good, but I also have $100 chip in my collection.
Yeah, you should never let that stuff expire, man. Throwing $100 away for a piece of plastic.
Oh, I'm not throwing it away. It's in my. It sat in the sun so long. One side is faded. One side looks pristine. So I use the faded as tails and good pristine as heads.
Yeah, usually if they're not super old, they have a little chip in them, so they can register them as authentic.
I would presume this is old because I found it on my great grandfather's property.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying that they started doing that because people were like making fake chips and redeeming them.
I don't doubt it. Well, there are chip making companies. Like there's a company I would love to get some official gambling chips from. Though it's actually not as expensive as you would think. I was expecting like thousands of dollars. It's only hundreds. It's like, wow, that's actually not bad. Not something I can afford.
You can get
soon. Not bad.
A crafting gamer on one side.
Exactly.
And if Shadow got them, it would be a naked guy with another guy bent over on one side.
And the other side is his face with a big shit-eating grin.
And a white glob coming down.
No. You craft them up, design your own and print them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I could, but they don't have two things. I've held real chips before. 3D printing does not have the weight, the sound, or the feel because official chips have a certain
poker
texture
chips?
to them.
Yeah, poker chips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of little diamonds around the side, it would be penises. For Shadow.
No, they wouldn't. They'd be these. Um,
I'm gonna stick with penises. That's less juvenile.
Yeah. Well, I keep saying official. If I bought them, I would not buy the official because the official is way more expensive. I think they do come with little chips, but you can buy custom chips.
and what would you use them for?
Like I said, a lot less. All kinds of things.
Playing poker.
I do enjoy poker. I enjoy. I forgot what it's called officially. Oh, I think it's called blackjack. 21 at any rate. I deeply enjoy that game.
How do you forget blackjack?
There's a couple other card games I like. I don't remember what it's called. Okay.
And real quick, a little addendum to something you said. Raven, you'll actually need 3 6-sided dice. All of them.
3.
Sometimes
3.
there's a bane or a boon,
Right.
kind of a what do you call it? Advantage, disadvantage. Sometimes, yeah, if you have to roll something, and I tell you there's a boon, you get to roll 3 dice and pick the highest 2, and the opposite, if it's a bane, you take 3 dice and keep the lowest 2, which is fucked because you're just gonna fail. It's like why bother rolling?
But you can pick up 6-sided die at every dollar store on the planet.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they usually come in packs of 10.
Yep. I've actually
Just remember
got
bacon when
one
you have them first.
unopened because I said, when am I going to need this? I'll just pick it up anyways. It was great when they actually had D&D dice at the dollar store, but those just like disappear. I've got one package somewhere. They're like this crappy looking pearlized brown color. I'm like, who the fuck? No wonder they're still here. I'll grab them anyways. And they just, I just posted a picture of Vega Court, the map for the game session.
Where? Oh, in your Discord.
Yeah, and each of you except Crafting will be picking one of the storefront locations as to where you're either at the moment or where you work, so that I can then mark it on the map and fill it out and know where your shop is.
Okay, you just drew this on some fucking
Index cards, yeah, of course.
Index cards RPG.
Yep. I like it because I can then if I tape it just right, I can fold it up and put it in my box.
Yeah.
You're missing something.
My file box.
Yeah.
Which is actually like hard. They're hard to find now. I mean, it used to be there'd always be a section for them, and I had to go to like 3 different places to finally find one.
Yeah, you get them off Alibaba for like 20 cents. What do you need?
And
Crafting?
Shadow's missing something for his map. A room behind one of these one of these other stores that's specifically for Justin.
No. It would be in here somewhere. It's just like
it's just regular storefront.
I'm making a joke because he watches sex bots. No one's going to want anybody seeing him.
No, it's very much like Japan. It's right there out on Front Street.
I see.
And it's Vega Court. It's like a there's probably 2 other sex shops, there as well.
Yeah, but
the human sex shop and then the alien sex shop.
Well, why would it be just one alien?
Hey. Well, no, it's like the international store. It's got all the accoutrements of
freaky shit,
and of course it's full of humans. The alien shop is full of humans. And the alien shop is full of aliens because that's their fetish.
Oh, disgusting.
Yeah, but that's what makes it funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In that case, put Justin in between.
No, they'd be equally spaced, so you have to pass by other things.
Oh, that's what I mean. You put Justin somewhere in between.
Like there would be like the sandwich shop in between them.
Yeah. And a dry cleaner.
Yeah.
I have to put that. I have to once you guys pick your locations, then I'll fill in the other shops, and
Yeah,
then we'll commence with
give me
the.
one of these small little corner shops on the plaza.
Okay, we just find a way to market.
There's no way for me to mark it. Just like pick
Oh,
one and
really?
just write my name into it. I'd
Well,
have
you
to
have to.
copy it and then re-upload it. And it's like,
Because I've seen other people off grid. He took my map and actually circled a couple of the islands that he wants to look at to retire
yeah.
on.
Oh, he copied the picture, downloaded it, and then sent it back to you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't care what one it is. It's one of the corner ones in the plaza. Just pick one.
Okay, I know which one it is, but I need a name.
Oh yeah. Something like Sex Bots Emporium or something like that. Give it a super grandiose name, even though it's like the smallest store shop available.
Uh, well, the three triangular rooms or storefronts.
Yeah, pick the smallest one of those.
Well, I'm gonna pick it. I'm gonna pick the one next to the subway entrance.
Okay. So everyone sees it. It's like, and it
Right.
costs the most out of all the locations because it's a prime spot.
Well,
Yeah,
it's in the cul-de-sac, so you know.
it's in the sack. Sex bots in the sack.
You guys are terrible. And Raven, I believe your character only had about 9,000 credits, so your shopping will be pretty limited.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Why is that?
because you got
Well,
9,000 credits.
yeah, it's not a lot of money, but
Okay.
we'll take care of that between now and then, and I'll go through your psychic abilities and what you can do with them and how to do them.
She started with more with me.
Yeah.
I ended up with 6,000 to start with.
Yeah, you just spent a whole bunch of money maintaining your robots.
Of course you did.
Well, admittedly, that could be why I'm at Justin's shop. I mean, some jobs are going to be dirty.
He's at my shop. He's not at the sub shop next door.
Mine are not sex bots, but sometimes they do dirty jobs.
So you would have a bunch of infiltrating gerbil bots?
Oh my god.
Your last job was Space Richard Gere.
No, he did not go there.
I certainly did, and if I was a player, I would get XP for that.
I'll take your XP.
God. That's one of the grossest things ever. I just can't even believe that is a thing. You know,
Yeah,
I can't look at Richard Gere and not think about that.
yeah. It's even funnier that the story's not true.
Still funny as shit.
Yeah. Who was it that came up with that?
Animal abuse, though.
Yeah.
That is straight up animal abuse.
Hey,
Yes.
you know what, Raven?
Yeah.
I've got a search for you.
Oh, you do.
Yes. Look up South Park Lemmy Winks.
South Park Lemmy Winks.
Yeah, pretty much how it sounds like it's spelled. Yeah, it's an episode it's a magical voyage of a gerbil in his quest for finding something. I forget what it is. All done in the style of the Hobbit cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
From an episode of South Park.
It
Okay,
was
all right.
fucking. It was so well done with the art style of the Hobbit cartoon and the music and the song and the Glenn Yarborough-esque voice of the singer.
Yeah, that was an episode of South Park, right?
Yes, it was.
Back when they were funny.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta give me a minute.
I don't know. I thought
Yeah.
the fractured but whole was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a video game, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the other one? The Stick of Truth.
Yeah,
Yep.
the Stick of Truth.
I think I like the superhero one better.
Yeah. Now I wonder if that was playing on the Sword of Truth because it came out the same time as the TV show.
It
Well,
could
accordingly, from what I've heard, 'cause I haven't played it yet, it's a bit of Sword of Truth. It meets Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
meet,
Well,
meets uh, Game of Thrones.
Hmm.
I don't think Game of Thrones was out yet.
Oh,
No clue.
really?
Um, so the book series I told you I'm reading, the first one's called The Sword of Truth, and they did a TV show adaptation in like 2007, 2006. The Seeker of Truth, 2008. 2008. I think that game was at around then. And the TV show is bad. Like it was a fun watch, but like comparison to the books, it was terrible. Um, Sam Raimi did it, and he did it like Hercules and Xena, his famous two fantasy shows.
What were those? Hercules and Xena?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hercules and Xena.
I never watched those, but
Well, you know the style they were done in, though, right? Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
campy. Yeah, they were a little darker than that, but it's not the right. Like they brushed over the major fantasy elements for the the story.
Yeah, they had a little bit of the Ray Harryhausen feel
Yeah,
to them when it came to everything but the claymation. You know that
yeah,
sort of style of
yeah. It's like decent digital effects could be done by time this show came out, so they
yeah.
could do that, but it's just like all of it was so cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
If it had been given the same treatment that we got a few years later with Game of Thrones, it would have been a really good show, especially
Yeah.
if they stuck to the storylines. But that was still another decade away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least a half decade.
Shadow, I've been looking at a couple of map generators, and I found one I think you might like. It's free. You can download for free.
What's it
And
called?
let's see here. That's a good question. Uh, it's either Parka or Parsadal City Generator. Yeah,
Yeah, I have like World Alchemy or something like that. It's a really big one that I got. RPG Elite sent me because we won a contest, and I've yet to even do anything with it. Um, but I'll take a look at it. And if you haven't already created an image for your character, do so because
Yes.
have you
George.
looked? Have you looked at the document I sent you? I literally just copied what Justin used for his, so I have a picture of my character on it.
Okay, because George wants to start making a lot more images for this game.
Yeah.
He created a bunch of really cool thumbnails that I'm going
Okay,
to
well, I
start.
have a couple of images I can directly send him then.
Yeah, yeah, because he's going to
Yeah.
use a certain sort of like Western style, which I really dug the way he did it. Even though I prefer photorealistic, what he did, that art style seems uh, very usable. So I'm gonna go with that. And I told him if there are episodes, we need like a single like movie poster of a particular character because if they steal the show that episode, then I'm gonna replace the thumbnail with the one of them of that particular character. You know, doing the
Yeah.
thing. You know,
Yeah. So,
if someone you know. Saves the day or whatever steals the show that evening, then they'll get the
The credit.
replacement. Yeah.
Raven was trying to look something up.
Let me winks.
Okay. Do we need to like stay around for that, or shall I begin the wrap up of the show?
Go ahead. I'm right in the middle of something on the computer, and I can't. Where's tonight's for my thing? It's
Okay.
to be
No worries.
continued. How
Yeah.
about that?
It's okay, Raven. What you need to do is say goodbye right now.
Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, cruel
Happy trails,
world.
folks.
Party on, everyone, and remember.